Do you remember having to go to the library or a dictionary or a reference book to look up something? You remember how, not every time, but every once in a while, you'd run across something on your way to look up whatever it was you were looking for that would just surprise you and bless you, and you'd learn something. And, well, there was a Chicago Sun-Times reporter that wrote a book about that. He called it Things I Learned on My Way to Look Up Something Else. That kind of became a family saying in my family. Little bits of wisdom, little knowledge, serendipities, graces, blessings, jokes, and joys. Listen now to Psalm 90, verses 12 through 17. Teach us to live well. Teach us to live wisely and well. Come back, God. How long do we have to wait? Treat your servants with kindness. Surprise us, God, with love at daybreak. Then we'll skip and we'll dance all day long. Make up for the bad times with some good times, 'cause we've seen enough evil to last a lifetime. Let your servants see what you're best at, the ways you rule and bless your children. Let the loveliness of our Lord, our God, rest on us, confirming the work that we do. Yes, affirm the work that we do. And then, while I was doing a little study, trying to see what God was saying to me in this, I ran across this gem by Carrie Newcomer. It's called Blessing. May you wake with a sense of play, an exultation of the possible. May you rest without guilt, satisfied at the end of a day well done. May all the rough edges be smoothed, if to smooth is to heal, and the edges be left rough, when the unpolished is more true or infinitely more interesting. May you wear your years like a well-tailored coat or a brave, sassy scarf. May every year yet to come be one more bright button that you sew on a hat that you wear at a tilt. May the friendships you've sown grow tall as summer corn, and the things that you've left behind rest in the unchangeable past. May you embrace this day, not just as any old day, but as this day, your day, held in trust by you in a singular place called now. So thinking about how we live wisely and well, and wondering, too, what our new normal is going to look like, I was struck by now and finding the joy and blessing in this singularly hard now. And maybe that's why these verses and this poem stopped me, especially that line about each new day being a new button to sew on a hat that we wear at a tilt. Because we do tend to fall into a rut with our lives. We get comfortable, and then along comes something like a new virus, for instance, and suddenly we're not able to gather, and other things that make us distinctly uncomfortable. Stores are closed. We can't have coffee with a friend. We worry about our small business owners. We worry about our children. We worry about our grandchildren. And yes, we even worry about ourselves. And yet I hear God calling us, both in Psalm 90 and in this poem, to live in our now and find that bright button to sew on our hat and put on that hat at a very saucy tilt. You see, we've learned certain answers, and when those don't work anymore, we kind of resent having to learn something new because we thought we were on our way to look up something else. We respond quickly with what we've learned is the right answer. And when the right answer doesn't work anymore, well, it takes time and it takes effort to reach into the heart, find its gratitudes, and find the blessing of something I learned on my way to look up something else. It takes time and effort to sew on a bright new button when we kind of thought the hat was fine just the way it was. But God's mercies are new every morning, and it's our job to find that new mercy, that new button, and allow it to put our hat back on at that tilt and that spring back in our step. It's easy to spend our time looking back, but I can pretty much guarantee that looking back is the easiest way to fall, the easiest way to trip, and miss the new mercy in each new morning. We can sit in our recliners and we can lament the loss of the old comfortable answers, or we can look for the 101 blessings that are new for us to find in every day. But to find those, we've got to put on that well-tailored coat of gospel, and we've got to sew on another bright button on this day. On this day. So, may you wear your days like a well-tailored coat, or maybe a brave, sassy scarf, and may every day yet to come be one more bright button sewn on a hat that you wear at a tilt. Thanks be to God.